Oh, good.
Yeah, we are. You know, we have a human trafficking task force, which in Minnesota, Destination Freedom sits on the Human Trafficking Prevention Committee. But it's funny, as we go to these meetings, that they don't know about the other task forces. We're the gap filler. We're bringing them all together.
See, that's what I thought this was doing. That's what I'm trying to do here.
And that's exactly what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing here with Sarjono came here, Judy. The Refuge Network.
Exactly.
You know, the Alexander House.
Yep.
And all these different organizations. I'm bringing them here, doing shows with them, so that they'll all connect up with each other. Why aren't they all connected with each other? I don't understand it. Is it funding?
It is.
Yeah, it's got to be the moolah deal.
It is. You know, nonprofit is a hard place to be. We're right now in that process. We have our board. We have our departments.
Right. You have to do all
that.
that.
But it is.
I think
it's a funding issue. They kind of fight for funding, and I'm
not
trying to
put them
put them
all
back
together, because then they won't all get funds equally.
Right, right.
And there's different organizations over in Coon Rapids, different organizations over in Minneapolis, there's different organizations over in White Bear Lake. There's different.
Right.
But why can't we all have the same? We all have the same cause.
Exactly.
So why can't we have a big party and just have everybody there from all the different places, and everybody get up and speak about how they're doing in their place and what's going on in their organizations.
Exactly.
And everybody in a big, huge auditorium somewhere.
Because they're all doing wonderful, great work.
Beautiful work.
Yes. So that is part of our heart, that we're going to keep bringing it all together.
Good.
Because there's power in numbers.
Oh, power is a great number.
You know,
power is
taking Minnesota, taking Minnesota by storm is all of organizations coming together.
Thank God you
and,
be there. Yeah.
And you're going to be there.
You too.
And we're just going to have
all these shows.
Yes, and we're going to take cities because
we could have it playing in the background.
Absolutely.
All these different shows.
Absolutely.
All these different people talking.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yes. That's what we're going to do.
They need to join together.
Absolutely.
Because we're all fighting the same battle.
I just spoke with a man in the trucking industry, because we were talking about men coming up as role models.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there is truckers.
Listen to me, truck drivers.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's an organization I've known about called Truckers Against Trafficking.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yes.
I think I saw them on the internet one time.
Yes, great organization.
Yes.
In Minnesota, it's not against the law to post the rescue number in truck stops. So that's how I got interested in their materials. I spoke with a truck driver today.
Oh, really?
This morning. He's going to come on board to Destination Freedom and
start
speaking in the schools and speaking with us. I will. Absolutely. I absolutely will. I will tell him right when I get home. Because, he wants to be that role model.
My daddy was a truck driving man.
Yeah, he wants to be that role model. Plus, he's out in the front lines of it.
Yeah, he's out there.
You know,
I know, because let me tell you something. I ended up at a truck stop back in I don't remember what year it was. I think it was in the 70s. And, oh boy, they were going huckly-buck in there. And the girls were just turning them tricks like crazy, going up and down. You could tell it was going on.
Right.
I mean, it was like brazen as the world. And that was in the 70s.
Right.
So
he did give a good report.
We need to get these boys not to do that.
Yeah, he was talking today about in California, in some area, I don't know exactly where, years ago, because he's been trucking for over 16 years, that the police officers would actually bring the prostituted young girls to the truck stops.
I believe that.
Now, no longer. So he's just come through. He checked that out. He's like, absolutely not.
Money.
I know.
The cops are
it's all about
money
profit, isn't it?
It's all about money. It's all about profit.
Yep. And yet the people that are being abused don't get anything.
Yeah, she gives it to her old man, and he beats the crap out of her. And she ends up with maybe a pair of shoes and a new dress, so she'll look right to go get another guy. I mean, that's what ends up happening to her money.
Absolutely.
It's not like everybody, oh, well, if I want to get a prostitution, why can't I get a prostitution? Well, you're going to end up with a guy.
Yeah.
And if he says it's okay for you to turn tricks, then you've got a pimp. And then you're going to be giving all your money to him. Whether you know it or not, it's going to be his money.
Yeah.
His Cadillac, his Corvette.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be.
It's not about about the person.
They don't realize that, though.
When I spoke to the students at Southwest High School, I asked them, I said, how many of you, when you were 5, 6 years old, aspired to be a prostituted person? You work 15 hours a day minimum with no wage.
No pay.
You get beat.
Yep, beat up.
You get starved. You can't have days off.
No days off.
You're in the cold, you're in the heat. How many of you inspired to have a life like that for no money and no, being isolated and abused? And they all kind of thought,
And I bet
they
that made
don't want to do it.
It
It did, because it's those biases, those ways of thinking that
was
media
good.
does. Like the movie Pretty Woman. I'm not bashing it, but
No. That,
I brought that out. I thought
that
if she
doesn't-
really
that-
was
that doesn't happen.
right, and I said if she was really happy, why did she leave with her Prince Charming?
Exactly. That's right. That's
If
right.
she was all fulfilled in that line of
right,
life.
Right.
So
Yeah, but
it
she
made them
wasn't.
think. It made them think that, you know what, it's not right. It is slavery.
honey,
it is
it
bondage.
is,
it's
it is.
torture.
It is. It's torture. It is.
And we're stopping it.
We are stopping it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
We're going to stop it.
I'm not going to quit till it's out of
Me
here.
either. I'm saying, if people would speak out more every day on TV, on big TV, CNN gives a little shot and arm once in a while.
Yeah.
You get a little injection of it once in a while. Once in a while, we'll see a little bit of it on TV here and there. Why can't we? And I know that maybe you and I can do this together. I want this to happen so bad, and I want this so bad. I want to go into each hospital in the United States, and I want to have in there a pamphlet that's a nice, pretty, feminine, pretty thing that says, "I need help, resources here," something like that. Why can't we have that information in the hospitals?
Right.
You get asked nowadays when you go to the hospital, do you feel you're safe at home? They ask you.
Yeah, they do.
They do ask you.
And they make sure that you're away from anybody when they ask you that.
Okay, but I lied. Gash in my skull that wide. Broken arm.
Oh, yeah.
Broken. Oh yeah.
I lied.
I lied every time I went, and you did too. Every time you went in the hospital, you lied. But if you and I would have seen a little off the side by the information desk, say, or over by the nurse's station, maybe standing there when we were talking to a nurse or something while we were in
Right.
the hospital. Maybe at the emergency room counter, maybe there was a pamphlet there that said the right information for us to call, websites,
Right.
the phone numbers. I would have taken one because you know what? I wanted away from him more than I wanted away from anything in my life. He tried to kill me, shot at me, and everything
Right.
else. I really wanted away from that stinker, real bad, that devil. And if I'd have found someplace to go, this is 1960s now.
Right.
There was nothing. There was nobody talked about it. Nothing.
Well, I think that was even before Alexander House.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah.
You
It was-
know,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, because, yeah. But anyways, yeah, they just we need to get the information out to the doctor's offices. Why don't they have? I just talked to my couple of my doctor friends. They agreed. We should bring them in there. Well, I got a bunch of pamphlets from the Alexandria House. Brought me a whole bunch of stack of stuff to put in my doctor's office. It's in there right now. And anyway, don't you think it's a good idea?
I think you're bringing up those points that we cannot ignore anymore.
No, we can't.
You know, I was an abused person, but it took me, sorry to say, a disturbing the peace so I could call because I'm getting beat up and I had no phone. It was before cell phones.
Screaming.
And I had a disturbing the peace because I had to knock on my neighbor's door to call 911. And,
Oh,
you
my
know,
God.
I really believe it was God. I really do.
Thank
That was my
God.
saving moment because
Thank God.
it was then I ended up going to domestic abuse classes and found out that I was abused. Isn't that something?
kidding.
I was beat and raped all
Right,
this
yeah,
time prior.
all the time.
Didn't even think about it. And I wasn't raised
You just
with
thought,
anything.
You just thought that that's the way your life was going to be.
I thought, yep, I thought somehow I was making this happen.
Sometimes you made it happen, and you
Yep.
were at fault, because that's the way we all
Yep.
think, and that he was right.
Right.
And if you loved him more, maybe he'd stop it.
Exactly. And
And
so
be nicer to him, he'd stop it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So you're
right.
bringing up some really valid points, because number one, we can have a million programs, but if the victims don't think that they're victims, if they don't know how to define that, then they're not going to want the help.
No.
If the hospitals don't think of it as what it is, as it needs to be dealt with a little differently than domestic abuse, because
much more.
they're more isolated. They're more.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Well,
there's
it's
so much more
isolation to it.
power
Yeah.
over it,
Oh, yeah.
especially in prostitution, where you
Right.
have the different levels of the organization
Right.
and GPS attached to you. I mean, you're
Yeah.
never without being watched. And
Wow.
and so
But how would he
there's
know
different
if you
levels.
went to your doctor and grabbed one of those pamphlets?
Right. Or we do work with the Minnesota Forensic Nursing on human trafficking issues. The woman that heads that just got done with all of the research in Hennepin County
Ooh, good.
emergency room contacts with traffic victims. She just did a whole
good.
entire year research. She's compiling that.
See, that's what that's just,
Yes,
tell
so-
her, call me. I want to ask her a
Absolutely, absolutely. So now we're taking what they're making in Hennepin County, and we're in Anoka County. We're going to start bringing that
And
into.
I'm in Ramsey County.
Yep, and we're going to start bringing that into the other emergency rooms. Her biggest thing.
That's what you got to do. We got to have that available because you're scared.
Yeah.
We're scared women. We were both
Yeah.
scared, but not knowing why you're scared, you think that I got to do better. I got
Right,
to not do that
right.
no more.
It's your fault.
I can't yell at him back, or
Right.
I'm going to get beat, and here's this little thing, this little flyer sitting here. It
Yeah.
says, "Are you being abused at home? Take this," or something.
And one thing she would like too
Look, I
is
got
to have
chills.
advocates in the emergency rooms.
Oh,
what I found out
that's what we
speaking with
need.
her is that there's red tape to hospitals, which I didn't know.
Oh, I imagine there is.
And there's the legalities of it.
Imagine there
But
is.
advocates get away with a lot more.
That's true.
So
That's true.
she wants advocates in those rooms
Wow.
to make sure that they're separated from their abusers, they're separated from their traffickers, and that the advocates get the time they need
To talk.
to talk to the
To
person.
at least talk to the person.
To let them know that yes, indeed, you're being trafficked. It is a
Yes,
federal
you're being-
offense.
you're being-
It is an offense that not only holds federal charges but state charges. That there is a
Yes,
way out,
There is a way.
and to really get them to understand that they're victims of that.
Oh, God, that'd be great.
Instead
we
of
should
just-
need to do that. Instead
yeah.
of just ask them that one question.
Yeah. And so us advocates are going to be going in there, and all of this stuff is great. It's in the.
Do you think it's a good idea?
Oh,
though,
yeah.
To have a
Oh yeah.
honest, not conspicuous, big, huge flyer, but a
Right.
flyer that's sitting
Yep.
there on the desk.
And call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
Human trafficking. It is a crime
Exactly.
against humanity.
And say that on there.
Yeah.
And here's your information where you can get help. Mm-hmm. Period.
Yep, absolutely.
That's all.
Because there is a lot of great organizations that we work with in Hennepin
and
County,
then have
Ramsey
everybody
County.
on there.
Yep.
Everybody should be on there. Everybody's
Yes.
name and address, phone number, website, everything should be on there. All of the organizations.
Right.
In each city in America.
Yep. Even Homeland Security, I have to get these
Yeah,
ordered.
Homeland Security.
They have these little, they call them shoe cards. And it has the rescue number on them. And they fit right in a shoe. Because when you're in work,
Yes.
you have to hide what you have. You
Yes.
can't have, you can't have a number in your pocket because
no,
if you get caught with
he's
it,
liable to say what
he's
the
liable
hell
to kill
it is.
you.
Oh, he'll kill you.
And Minnesota is
What a cool
considered a
idea.
transport state.
I know
so,
it is.
So they can be transported. I mean, if they're going to get caught, they're going to transport. So then,
sure.
who knows where that girl is going to be if she's found with a little card. But these are shoe cards that fit right inside their
Right
shoes.
in their shoe.
I mean, all of
What
this
a
stuff is
neat
available.
idea. But nobody knows about it.
Exactly. So we're bringing everybody together.
Thank God.
I know.
Yay.
I know.
Thank God. I'm so
exciting.
excited to meet you.